And
Hello.
we're back with some more Fortnite.
Some more fork knife.
Yeah.
Fork knife. I mean, what jersey you rocking in fork knife?
It might still be Pat McAfee.
Amazing. But yeah, we had a game last night. A game in many ways. As Buffalo at home beat Tampa Bay 24-18.
Mookie, you want to go first about this game? I think you should go first.
What, me?
No, Mookie.
The one time I took Baker and he let me down, but that's nothing I'm used to.
To be fair, did you see the last play of the game?
It was a Hail Mary and they almost got.
No, did you? Yeah, it just seemed like Godwin didn't know where the ball was.
You know, if Godwin turned his head around, he would have got
track that ball. They won.
He was, yeah, dude. Because they went for two when they got the touchdown.
I chose more of a Buffalo loss, and it almost came true. I don't regret it. It's the happiest 2 points I've ever lost, and Buffalo has just been looking like shit the last few weeks. So I figured, they could drop another one because Tampa Bay is. But that's it. It's just an okay.
I mean, I put 1 on Tampa, but that's just because I like to root for Baker Mayfield.
I think I had 12 on the Bills.
Yes, y'all all three went pretty. I think y'all went 12, 10, and 9.
Yeah, I went 10.
I mean, I'll be real. Tampa looked about what we've seen from Tampa all year. I mean, Buffalo had a little bit of the old roller coaster going in the first half. Allen looked to be a little banged up, something with the arm. Don't look like it's anything too serious, but he was getting checked out for a little bit. It looked like he wasn't high-fiving teams up high. I feel like this is the most solid game we've seen from Buffalo in a good month. I mean, they had the weird game with Jacksonville. The Giants game, they looked bad. The Patriots game, they looked bad. But I feel like this was kind of a must-win for Buffalo. I mean, because, I think we would all say that Buffalo's in the Super Bowl bubble at least, right? Like, the door's open.
No.
I mean, you might say the door's not open with how they've looked. But I'm saying, okay, if they're not...
Division.
But if they're not in the bubble, we'd say they're right outside. Like, no one would be shocked if Buffalo made at least a decent run. I feel like they couldn't say that if they were 4-4 and 3, and those 4 losses were 3 of them were the Jets, the Patriots, and Tampa. Because let's be real, the NFC South is the NFC South. I mean, sometimes you drop one in division. Yep. Buffalo threw an interception right out the gate, and I feel like New England just fed off of that the rest of the game.
Buffalo always plays New England bad, though, to be fair.
But they've
that is true.
They've been it's just a fact of. I feel like this is the most solid they've looked because Tampa has some studs on defense. Has a couple studs, and they made some plays. Vita. Vita, and they got I think his name's Murphy, the safety.
Sean
Murphy. Yeah, Murphy Bunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
No.
Sean Murphy Bunting.
Tennessee.
Really?
Who is
their?
He went to...
They had I can't remember who the corner was, but he was locking up Mike Evans.
Hold on. That's the other Davis, Carlton Davis.
Yeah, Carlton Davis. He was locking up Mike Evans like
Hold
a monster.
on, I can look here and tell you who.
Yeah, it was Carlton.
Thank God Evans caught a touchdown though.
I'm thinking of Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah, that's the safety.
Yeah, dude, he's been having a hell of a year. But well, Buffalo's good at not letting you win with their main target. I mean,
they still have Levante David too.
It was a big Rachaad White night, big Chris Godwin. Mike Evans did get the 1 TD for you though.
That hell of a nice catch.
TD. Yeah, hell of a nice catch, dude. But I mean Tampa's done what Tampa's done all day. Baker played decent.
Shut the fuck up.
Huh? But Buffalo, It was good. It was good to see Josh Allen run. That Russian TD was nice.
Oh yeah, that's
No,
the Josh
it
it
Allen. That's
wasn't.
really good.
It wasn't a
Did that-
Stephon Diggs touchdown, so it wasn't nice, actually, believe it or not.
But overall, I feel like these teams are about where we would see them. Buffalo's rolling, gets their 5th win on the season. Tampa's at 3-4, still in it because the NFC South is just filled with bad teams. Remember
Until
when they were all like 2-win teams, and now they're all sitting at 3 wins minus Atlanta that's got 4 wins.
Atlanta, the division winner, man.
yep,
I feel like, Tampa's come back down to earth. I mean, kind of we know what they are now. They started the season good. Buffalo, I feel like kind of they really needed this one too because I'm pretty sure their schedule gets hella tough. I'm going to double check that, but pretty sure they play a lot of studs coming up. Yeah, they play Cincinnati next week. Then they kind of get a breather at Denver, which is a night game of some kind. It says 7:15. Then they play the Jets, who always play them tough in division. Then you get the Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Chargers. So time to start racking up those wins because those schedules get tough.
They
But
get a break with the Cowboys.
but maybe we shall see though.
Yeah, overall decent night. Buffalo looked pretty good overall. Sorry about that, Metabolic. My mic wasn't on. That's why it was cutting. You were hearing it through the Discord. My bad, y'all. I didn't unmute, but damn. Welcome in, everybody. I've been here talking and y'all heard the group and not me, but luckily it's not gonna affect Coons recording, but I feel like, Buffalo was rolling. The NFC South is the NFC South, and I think everybody looked about how you would think they would have looked this game. And I don't know, do y'all have anything else y'all want to hit?
Stephon Diggs, why can't you catch one touchdown?
Because he's Stephon Diggs.
No. Now he's gonna catch like 3 next week, despite me.
I will say I do worry with Tampa that eventually that defense is going to get tired of playing good and the offense kind of letting them down. But aside from that, I feel like both these teams, I feel like it was a good game to start the week off, and we kind of know what both of these teams kind of are. And this game kind of went almost as predicted. Even though Buffalo felt like Buffalo is the way better team, but they let Tampa hang around, is how it felt to me.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to add on to it.
Well, then we get to talk about Mook's favorite thing to talk about off rip.
Oh yeah, the LA
The
Rams
first game on the list.
at Dallas to play the Cowboys.
I mean, the Rams got to come into our home stadium, and they got to play us after our bye week, so we should be fresh and recharged. I got us by 9. I wanted to go lower because the Rams could always just throw down our throats and just absolutely destroy us
Which they will.
up and Puka Nakua.
Yep.
But I got us with 9. I think our defense is well rested. I think we're going to come out swinging, and I think our defense is going to let us win this game. Calling 2 Micah Parsons sacks and at least 1 interception.
Bye,
Do
Dak.
one of y'all have Asians picks up?
I
Should
know.
I go get them?
Do not.
I can go grab them.
I will say I
Go
do
ahead.
have Cowboys with 5 on confidence. Honestly, I could see Stafford and the Rams. I like to call it Koopa Puka. They could torch this. I mean, I guess you call it a defense. I don't know what you really call it. I mean, one corner drops and it looks like the whole entire defense got hurt. So I just don't understand what's going on in Dallas. But I'm still going to take them because I think that they're going to be able to squeak out a little bit. So I just don't know if Dak's going to throw the game away or not. And that's what I'm kind of tinkering.
I put 8 on the Rams. I think that's exactly the
Yeah.
reason why I took the Rams.
God,
I think this game's gonna be a shootout. I think Dak is not capable of winning a shootout game. Again,
he can't. He
I
turns the ball over
don't
too
trust
much.
Dak winning a shootout game over Matthew Stafford. And
Yeah, that's
it
not a game
it
you
would
want to get
also
into
be
with
very
Stafford.
funny if the Cowboys continue to lose to everyone in this division.
I got Rams 5. I have to. I really have to.
But I took
Asian
8 on the
put
Rams. I won't be surprised if Dallas wins, but I'll put 8 on the Rams. I think they're gonna win.
Asian put 5 on the Cowboys, and I joined Mook. I put 9 on Dallas. Kind of feels like the Magic's ran out with the Rams a little bit. I don't know what the fuck they're doing it back now. You had Daryl Henderson, then you reverted him to the practice squad. You're running Coon's boy, the Gas Man,
That is not my boy. Don't ever say that again.
and Zach Evans supposedly. I feel like there's value at the Rams running back spot, but I don't know what they're doing there. I feel like that is when I was bragging on that Rams O line. That's all gone. Stafford's getting killed. Dallas has a good D line. I think they're gonna sack Stafford. Yeah, I just think that this is a Dallas coming off a bye, coming off rest. I just feel like they're getting a pretty banged up Rams team that don't know what
But I
they're doing in
mean,
running back. They've got a lot of young people on that team. So I'm comfortable riding Dallas at home here. Um, I
coming
give
off
credit
that
off
bye,
for
I thought
yes.
Tampa was going to be nice as well, and then they, got shut down. So
You took Detroit pretty big.
yeah, just because like I don't know, a lot of people they think that rest. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe
Oh,
later on down the year, a bye week's a little better because now you're
I think
rested. I
it's
think
team
it's too
dependent.
early, and the bye week's this early, it kills any kind of momentum. Like you win in 2 and then bye week, and then you're kind of just like you're
I
not
feel
what you
see.
were.
I feel like my love for Baker just made me overrate Tampa.
I think the bye
But
week affects teams differently. Honestly,
I don't know. I feel like I'm getting the better team here with the Cowboys. The Rams do have the better coach. I'm always scared when I'm taking McCarthy because I don't think he's a very good play caller overall. But I'm comfortable
So are we
taking
saying
Dallas at home.
Arizona's a better team than Dallas?
oh yeah, they won. They beat them.
I
They're
mean,
better.
I'm not saying that, but
I am. They
I mean,
won.
it's the NFL. Any team can win any given week. I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams win here, but I'm comfortable taking Dallas here. Like I feel like they're the healthier team. I feel like they're the better team. While the Rams are banged up along the O line, banged up at halfback. Like if they don't run Daryl Henderson this week, I don't know what they're doing because he looked good last week. Much as I was saying that move made me sick to see in fantasy, he ran good. He ran good last week. Um, you know, if Stafford has time to throw, I can see them staying in this, but I just see Dallas getting after the quarterback, and you know how it is if that Dallas defense gets going.
So if there's one thing that I've learned watching the number 9 is if he plays a quarterback that gives his offense more opportunities than needed, those 3 and outs, those drives that he don't score, when you give that ball back to him, he will score.
I'll
And
say
that's
if
where that's where Cowboys, if they play their game, they're gonna win. If Dak plays his game, he's gonna hand that to the Rams.
I think if Stafford has time to throw, the Rams have a good chance of coming away with the win here. But it just feels like lately they've ran into a lot of. Seems like Stafford's been hitting the ground a lot, and the points have not been coming as they were the first
You
three,
know what I
four
would
weeks
love
of
to
the
see?
season. What'd you love to see?
Week 1, Stafford in a San Fran jersey with that offense.
Oh, dude.
Or
If
even
San
Miami
Fran went and got a
with that speed.
quarterback,
Like I was thinking about that earlier at work. I was just like bored. And I'm like, what if Stafford was in Tua's position this year? The amount of touchdowns off of streaks and deep posts would be just
I would
dumb.
much rather see him in a San Fran uni personally.
I mean, I would too, but just to see him like with his arm talent and the speed of Waddle, Hill, Arcane, Mostert, Chase, if they play him at tight end, I mean, that would just be stupid.
I don't think it'd be much
I-
different if he was with Miami than Tua.
Because
mean-
I still think Stafford has a few good years left in him.
Hold
I
on.
just think the
Kuhn?
Rams.
Did you
Kind
just say there wouldn't be much difference?
Yeah, because
Are you
I'm
saying
looking at a
Tua's
Miami
arm strength-
team who's dropped a 70-point game.
I understand. I'm talking about arm strength.
Yeah.
With that speed and the arm strength behind Stafford, where these receivers don't have to slow down and Stafford hit them in stride 80 yards downfield, where Tua cannot.
No, Tua can do it.
That's what I'm.
I don't
doing.
think
You're delusional. June, we
But-
told you about drugs, so I think we need another AA meeting, guys.
But yeah, I just think that the Rams are obviously in a rebuild. They've got a lot of young players. I mean, credit to them, they won the Super Bowl, but now they're kind of paying that toll for bringing in the big contracts and giving away all the
I was gonna
draft
say,
picks.
unfortunately, that one and done, that all in kind of,
Or
Hey, they won it though. If
Or-
you're gonna go all in, you better make sure you make it count.
you're right, it worked, and now they're
But-
kind of back in the stage of getting the
shit, if the
pieces and
Cardinals
getting the
did that,
team
I'd be
back.
fine. I'd
Yeah,
seen a
but,
Super Bowl. I'm
I
happy.
like I said, yeah, but I have 9 on Dallas here. Like I said, this is Dallas in the regular season. I feel like we enter the circle with the Cowboys where, regular season, they look really good. They have the F game somewhere. That happened at Arizona. So we're like right here right now where they start making us believe again. And then we'll go into the playoffs thinking, oh, Dallas is a pretty good 10-win team.
No.
And then they'll choke in the playoffs and we go back to step 1.
That's an
Dang.
every year thing,
Shut up.
So we're
but I'm good at
we're
this.
so
this
we're
game.
we're to the point where Dallas is halfway to that 10-win mark. I mean, I will say, Kuhn, if you like the Rams, you might look at that 6.5-point line this week.
I can't.
I'm just saying.
He's in too deep.
But all right, we can move to the other division game.
Yeah,
Oh yes, we got the Minnesota
NFC
Vikings
North.
going
I
to
love
Green
it.
Bay to face the Packers. God.
Aaron, you want to start us off then, since you love it?
Yeah, I'm going to Minnesota. Honestly, for me, it's a win-win either way. I mean, most of these teams are garbage in the NFC North anyway, so another loss on top of that would just be nice. And I would love to see Minnesota pull it out. I mean, Green Bay's offense is but their defense is kind of what scares me. So I have too confidence on this, so I might switch it to Green Bay. I would just rather see Minnesota win this one since they're underneath Green Bay. I think. Are they tied? Either or.
Minnesota's 3-4 right now, I think.
I think they're
I think-
ahead. Actually.
Green Bay is a 2 or 3 win team as well. So either
Yeah,
way,
well-
I just really want to see one of those teams get pushed even further down. So
I took the Vikings with 10. I'm not even worried about it. I think the Vikings have a lot more to play for. They still can make playoffs if they win games like this. So I think they're going to be wanting to win this game. And if they win games
I'm
like
sure
this,
they
that will
will.
give them a reason to bring Justin Jefferson back. They're coming off a win against the Niners. I mean, the Vikings, say what you want. They're not terrible. And Jordan Addison is a monster.
I wanna.
I am excited. I'm excited to see
as a
Addison
fantasy
and
owner, yeah,
Addison. The catch he had last week, where he ripped it out of the defender's hands and ran into the end zone, was insane.
honestly, Addison is a little faster. Amon Ra.
You had to pay him back for earlier.
Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty fine putting 10 on the Vikings. I don't know what Green Bay is. They want to force feed Christian Watson for some reason, even though it never works. They don't want to throw it to any receivers, really, that aren't named Christian Watson. Musgrave keeps getting hurt, sadly. And they have no run
Wait,
game
they have other
going.
receivers other than Christian Watson.
They
That's
were
neat.
using Dobbs last week.
I think he got the ball like 4 times.
Dobbs should have had 2 touchdowns, and he fumbled the other one, and Jalen Reed caught it on a lucky bounce.
Yeah.
He had 1 TD. He should have had 2.
Yeah, but I think he didn't have that much target still, even with that.
Well, no, it's like you said, they're force feeding Watson, and he's not that dude.
He had 5
Like,
targets.
he's good, but he's not that dude who can just go up and just get that ball whenever he wants.
I feel like, last
got some
year he
development.
had Rodgers throwing to him, and this year he has, a guy getting his first year start going to him that I'm not completely sold on, but I don't think he's the guy at this point.
Oh no, trust me, he's the guy. He's the guy. Keep him in for a few more years. Keep him in, please.
I don't know what Matt LaFleur is doing, bro. Like, what are these plays you're drawing up, man? It's a mess.
Listen, he probably talked to his kids. He's like, "Hey, draw me some of this," and then he's like, "Thank you."
Like, I don't know,
I'm
dude.
pulling Andy Reid.
Green Bay is pain.
Random plays.
So
Yeah,
I'm
their
more
defense
happy.
is-
I feel like the Vikings feel like they're competitive, whereas the Packers are losing their faith.
Yeah, that's good reason.
So Megan says the Vikings have the prettiest helmets in the NFL. That going on, me and Asian both put 10
Hey,
on the
same.
Vikings. Yeah, we both put 10. Yeah, I could see Minnesota going on a run here. Let's be real. Monday might have been the best game of Kirk Cousins' career. I mean, you go in,
You're
you
not
beat.
lying.
I mean, it was in prime time. You don't have Justin Jefferson.
Primetime Kirk, though. Come on.
And he was on fire.
Oh,
what about the biggest comeback in NFL history, though?
You beat a team that was, heavily favored to beat you in a primetime spot you normally don't perform in. Like, hats off to Kirk. Now, that being said,
reach it.
I still like the Lions in the North, but the Vikings could come up. It's going to get interesting if the Vikings rip off wins here because they play the Lions 2 of their last 3, and that would make those games a lot of fun. But you look at what's coming up. You got Desmond Ridder, Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Jimmy G. Like, those are a lot of games that I personally could see the Vikings favored in.
Yes.
I mean, like, then the end of your season kind of gets tough with Detroit twice and Cincinnati there. But for as poor as this team started, you're going to get Justin Jefferson back at some point. Addison's emerging. Your run game still sucks.
Still got Hawkinson.
Your defense is soft. Yeah, you still got Hawkinson. You got enough offensive pieces there that you should be able to outscore these other teams that you're playing that can't score as much. So, I mean, I got 10 here. I think the Packers are kind of a mess. Like, Aaron Jones has not been playing well. AJ Dillon goes about as far the 2 yards as O-line gives him. Like, I just don't think that there's a world where Green Bay currently can put up enough points to keep up with Minnesota. Like, I don't know. I'm just starting to be on. It's kind of funny because at the beginning of the year, Kuhn was like, well, you're not judging Love and Ritter on the same curve. Now I would kind of think I would prefer what Ritter's doing this season over Jordan Love.
Let's go!
I was saying I needed till Thanksgiving, but I mean, I think, he could still maybe be a starter, but he doesn't feel like the long-term guy there at this moment. But yeah, me and Asian both put 10 on the Vikings.
The Vikings.
I put 7 on the Vikings. They're trending upwards for me. Like I already pointed out, they beat the Niners. And Green Bay is just ass. They lost to the Denver Broncos last week, and that's all I needed to see.
Fair.
I will say, I I do have a little bit of dread that now we're like overvaluing the Vikings, but I'm gonna ride that they can beat a Packers team that's not very good.
I went with a little bit lower confidence than y'all three, not Aaron included, because I see a world where the Packers could win, but I just don't see it happening. The Vikings are riding momentum. They're coming off a 2-win streak, I believe. One against, I think, an ass team, and then one against a really good team.
I just feel like this
So
is a must win if they want to stay in this year.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be a must win. Cause I mean, I guess right now if you're thinking about it, you got Philly
Philly and
off the top
San
of my
Fran are
head.
top two dogs in the
Yeah,
NFL,
Philly,
NFC.
San Fran, Detroit. Philly, San Fran, Detroit, the NFC South, whoever you put there.
Atlanta.
Right now it is currently Atlanta at the moment.
It will be.
And then I would put Dallas there.
I wouldn't.
And I mean Dallas has the 5-2 record, or 4-2. But Dallas and then Seattle, I think those are the six that you would say. And then you have a bunch of teams in the NFC vying for that 7th spot. Like I think
Yep.
you have those seven and those seven, and then everybody else, vying for one spot between everyone else in the NFC South, the Giants, the Rams, like all those other teams are gonna be vying for one spot, and I feel like right now Minnesota has a chance to rip out 5 or 6 in a row, and who knows what they'll do once they get in. I mean, they'll probably disappoint, but the chance is there.
Well, I said my piece. I like the
Oh
Vikings.
yeah, I'm good on this game.
Alright, well, moving on.
Damn.
We
Oh,
got
I do have to say something about this game once you announce it, Coon.
the Atlanta Falcons versus the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee.
So you're gonna be very proud of me, Mook.
You took the Falcons?
I originally only had 3 on this game, and y'all know I love to fucking fade Atlanta, but I got 8 on the Falcons. I switched this from 3 to 8. I moved a couple games down. Yeah, I got 8 on Atlanta, man. Like we've seen Malik Willis play. He's not very great, which tells me that they're not liking what they see out of Will Levis. Because if you liked what you seen, why would you not start him? Tannehill's not playing. They come out and said that they're starting they're going to use both quarterbacks, and when you have 2 quarterbacks, you actually have no quarterbacks. So, I mean, I think this is a game that Atlanta's going to win just on the fact is well, I don't love Desmond Ritter. At least he's played this season. He's done stuff as a starter. We know what Atlanta is. We know what they want to do. They want to run the ball down your throat and, throw the ball 15, 20 times, get out of there. I originally had 3 because I didn't know how this game was going to go. But you tell me we're getting a combo of Malik Willis and Will Levis. I managed to
Yeah.
move Atlanta up to 8. This might be the most I have on the Falcons all season. I hate that I'm riding the Falcons, but it's really hard
I
to see
mean,
them losing this one.
you're
When
smart. Titans are in a rebuild, so they let
yeah, I mean they're trading
Evan
off.
Byard go for nothing.
Yeah, they let
Henry's
Kevin. They
about
let him
to
go
go
to
to
Philly.
Baltimore for nothing.
I mean, we'll see
they're
what
and
happens with the King.
they don't have a true besides
And
D-Hop, they
D-Hop,
don't really have
also.
a young receiver.
They have Traylon
They don't.
Burks,
Yeah, yeah.
If he could
Like
stay
I said,
healthy.
they
but he
don't
has
have
to
a
stay
good
healthy.
number 1 young receiver.
Burks is good, he just needs to
But
stay healthy.
Yeah,
I mean,
Winning Sam Haler.
I have 8 on Atlanta here because I just Asian put 2 on the Falcons.
I
I
got
mean,
6.
it would. It's just a game that I can't see them losing. Like, if Tannehill's in, we see what happens. I don't love Tannehill, but the dude's been doing it for a while. He's at least got some credit to his name. I've seen Malik Willis play. I've seen the eye test. He's not that great. So unless he's majorly improved or beast mode just rips off a 200-yard game this week, I don't see Tennessee winning.
Yeah, I got 11 on the Falcons. I've been a Falcons boy all year long, baby. It's great to see them leading the division. Well, I think so, but who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
I put 11 on the Falcons. Like Caleb said, the Titans don't know what the fuck they're doing at quarterback. They're shipping off pieces like Kevin Byard. I think this is the last loss. This loss is going for the Titans. It's going to be the last nail in the coffin for them to fully start rebuilding. And be like, alright, we suck. We're moving pieces to get pieces we want.
Man, if they trade Derrick Henry, can you imagine we're gonna get Pittsburgh next Thursday? We'll get Pittsburgh in a game with the Tennessee with no starting quarterback and no Derrick Henry.
That'll be badass. And hopefully no D-Hop either.
I'll just keep it short and sweet then. I got 8 with the Falcons. Yeah, you pretty much covered everything that needed to be said in my opinion.
Yeah. What did
We
you
can
put
just
on
skip
it?
this 2.
This next week.
We can just skip this.
We
game,
have the
right?
New Orleans Saints going into Indiana. Indiana's home for the second straight week. To play the Colts. Alright, Caleb. How you feel?
I mean, ooh yeah, it's Minshew mania in the house. I got 3 on Indianapolis. I mean, I don't even know what this game is. What are these two teams? Yeah, the Saints seem to just be a mess. Their offense can't seem to get going. Their defense is good, but I just watched Gardner drop 39 on, one of the top defenses in the league. I at least feel like Indy's fun and exciting. You got JT and Moss doing their thing. Moss was hurt throughout the week. I don't know if he's actually playing. It looks like he is, but you got JT and Moss. Pittman's having a good season. Downs is having a good season.
Downs is breaking out, bro.
Those two are both up with Gardner in too. So, I mean, honestly, I imagine Lattimore would be on Pittman, so he probably won't have like an amazing week, but that just means that Downs will probably get all the work.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I got a lot to say about this game.
But I got 3 on the Colts at home. I thought I was gonna look foolish about the Saints when I said they're gonna win 6 all year. Then they started off 2-0, and now we're here at 3-4. Looks like the 6-win prophecy is gonna be closer than closer than us doing anything relevant. So
What did Asian put on
New
it?
Orleans start trading some pieces, and he put 1 on the Colts. So he's kind of like me. What are these teams?
Yeah, no, I put 7 on the Colts. They're at home again. I think Colts at home. I just really like them at home. I liked them before. I think they could easily be a team that sneaks into playoffs as a wild card. If they just get a couple sneaky wins, they're a really sneaky team, and I like them with Minshew at the helm. I think Downs' breakout is going to continue this week. I think we're going to see a crazy Downs week this week. Because Lattimore will probably be on Pittman, like we said. And who are you going to put on Downs? Yeah. JT's there. He just had his best week since coming back. He looked good. You got Zach Moss if JT doesn't look good. Like, they're a sneaky team, I feel like. I could see a world where they get a couple wins that you don't expect here and there, and then all of a sudden, hey, they're in the playoffs somehow.
I don't know about playoffs, but that's just because of how strong the AFC is. It's not a knock on the Colts because I think they're a fun team. I just think the AFC, like Houston's better than we thought. There's 3 teams in the AFC North that are 4-2, 5-2. The Chargers are still fun. Like, I just think there's a lot
The
of really
Chargers
good
are
teams
ass
in the AFC.
though right now, aren't they? Don't they have a bad record, like a really bad record?
I think they're what 3-4, 2-4. So maybe not the Chargers. I still think like all the AFC North is pretty good.
Yeah, no, the
Cincinnati's have
AFC
place in
is
that
like
team.
it's a lot of
I think
competitive
Houston's
teams.
a lot funner than we thought. You still got Miami and Buffalo. So playoffs might be. They'd have to get some really sneaky wins to sneak into the
That's
playoffs.
what I'm
But I
saying.
do think the Colts are a fun team. I'll be real. If they're gonna sneak into the playoffs, you know what game has to happen. They have to. They have to. They. I think for sure they will have to beat Houston next time they see them this season. Because they have already dropped both of them to Jacksonville. They dropped both of them to Houston. Because I feel like they'd be fighting for that last spot with Houston and probably someone from the AFC North.
Mhm.
That's gonna be the important one for them is Houston, which I don't know their schedule. I'm gonna imagine that's their season closer though.
On the bright side, what they have going for them is a lot of the teams in the AFC that are favorites have dropped games to some pretty bad teams at certain times. So it's possible. I'm not saying it's a for sure thing, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Colts sneak in there somehow.
Which is something because I don't think either of us would be saying the Texans or the Colts could sneak in at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, no.
That and honestly, that is their final game of the season is Texans Colts.
Like, can you imagine if Minshew Mania leads the Colts to a playoff berth? Like, that's crazy.
Oh, I think that I agree with you. I think it'd be fun. I think there's optimism despite their high ceiling quarterback being hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that game. I have a bet on that game. Hopefully, it comes true. Probably will miss it by one again, but
you taking money line or you taking like yards?
Yards and stuff. I have a Josh Downs breakout game, so we'll see.
Dude, as long
I
as
put
Lattimore
4 on
don't
the
end
Colts,
up
by the
on
way.
him.
Everything's gonna hit but one thing again. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep.
I put 5 on the Colts. I think the Colts are a better team, and I could see a world where the Saints win. That's why I'm kind of going low with confidence. Because when they played Jacksonville last week, Jacksonville gave them the opportunity to come back. They just couldn't. So
It's not bad.
Well, can I say this about the Saints? Well, my Saints, but I've never seen a quarterback that always throws either right under or right over 300 yards and ends up with under 20 points more than Derek Carr. It's like you have the yards, you should have more points.
Nope.
but yeah, I'm not taking the Alvin Kamoras. I'm taking the Minshew Manias.
Hey,
And
that's the one Saint that you can rely on. Damn it.
yeah, he's Derek Carr's favorite target, and he also the ball.
I'm surprised
will
Alvin
say
Kamara isn't running Taysom Hill packages at this point.
Hey, we've been using Taysom Hill.
I'm surprised
Taysom
Alvin
Hill's
Kamara
gonna
is
be
not
in the
running in
play.
those packages though.
Yeah. The one thing that does always scare me with Minshew is sometimes he has trouble holding onto the ball. I could see this being a Saints defense game, but fantasy wise, Kuhn wouldn't hate that either. I'm pretty sure he's still running Saints D.
Yep.
So on to the
next
next game.
the next one, which is New England at Miami to play the Dolphins. I begrudgingly put 9 points on the Dolphins. And I say begrudgingly because this division is always a clusterfuck when they play each other. I don't have much to say. I'm putting my points on the better team. Like, Miami is hands down a favorite of the AFC, so not much else to say.
Yeah. I put 9 on the Dolphins, New England, as Mookie says. Yes. Dolphins, they're very explosive, so that's that.
I actually am moving this around, so give me a minute.
Okay. I put
Go ahead.
13. I think the Patriots are kind of ass. We did see some life last week in Buffalo with them.
Yup.
When the Patriots I don't know if I could say stole a win because weren't they like winning that game pretty much the whole time?
I don't know. They always play good against Buffalo for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like I said, if I said it, I went 13 on the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are a better team. I'm hoping they don't get affected by the Chase Claypool curse.
That's a Chase Claypool curse.
And I don't want to really bring this up, but who all has Miami really beaten? Like, do they have a winning record?
I mean, yes, they're 5-2.
No,
But I mean,
I don't.
Also, what other team put up 70 points?
Yeah, but it was against the Broncos.
It don't matter.
70
It's a
points is
professional
70
team.
points, dude.
70 points. How many games have you seen in your lifetime?
How many
How
teams
many
played the
have
Broncos
you
this year
seen
that didn't
that
put
were
70
70
points? Let's
points?
put it that way.
I mean, I'm kind of with Mook on this, like, because they've beat the Chargers, Patriots, the Broncos. Then they played Buffalo, a real team that kicked their teeth in. They beat the Giants, the Panthers, and then they beat Philly, who also played Philly, a real team that also kicked their teeth in.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
but
it's
still.
Philly kicking everyone's teeth in.
Not the Jets.
yeah, pretty excited about that. Let's go. But
I
that
get,
becomes
I know that. I know the stigma about that. I'm not too worried about it. Dolphins are explosive. I mean,
I do agree that the Dolphins are explosive. Tyreek Hill putting up insane numbers. Probably gonna have like 2,000 yards before the end of the season.
He
and
might
to
break
put it
it
this way,
over.
I'd rather him drop those
2,000
hard
yards.
games early on than later on in the year.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins to win because I do think they are the better team. I did put 13 on this. I'm just saying I hope they don't get affected by the Chase
Chase.
Claypool.
Mook, they're
Jesus.
hardly playing that man, so I don't
No,
really get what
it's
you're
just
going
him being
on.
on the roster. That's the curse.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
First off, Asian put 11 on the Dolphins. I had 12 or 13 on this. I moved a few things around. So anything that I had that was below that and 8, I just moved everything up and I moved this down to 8. Got 8 on Miami. They're explosive. They can put up a lot of points. This New England team did give them fits last time. It's in division games, so these in division games always give me fits because, those teams know each other better. I mean, New England's coming off of a high, but I don't think it'll be enough to stop. I don't think it'll be enough to stop how good Miami's offense is, but I'll put a little bit of respect on New England's name. I'll move this down to 8 points, and
Excuse me.
that's what I got is 8 on Miami.
The next game, the Battle of New York. The home team, the New York Jets, going against the home team, the New York Giants.
I mean, this
Fun.
one's pretty self-explanatory. I put 14 on the Jets.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain it to me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
This
explain
game.
that shit to me too. I have not
Oh,
seen
that-
anything from the Jets to prompt a 14-point bet on a replacement on them.
The defense.
Oh, listen.
If you said
That
like 8 or
defense-
7, I'm like, alright, fair enough.
that defense
14?
alone, are you telling me that defense can beat Philly, but is going to allow Daniel Jones, bum ass, to torch
Well,
them? You're out of your
let
mind.
me
Not
let
really.
me
The defense alone is going to win them this game, or they're going to hand the ball off.
let me
Aaron,
tell
Plain
you.
and simple.
Let me tell you,
Uh,
Aaron.
I picked this game for the reason that Daniel Jones isn't playing. I don't think Danny Dimes is playing.
Sorry,
Even if he
he's not.
is, I don't really
Tyrod.
care.
Tyrod is not about to.
Coon, are
Yes,
we
I
on the
forgot.
We're
same
both on the
page here?
same page here. I don't care either way.
I got. Hold on, I'm making sure on this because I will. Yeah, okay, he is out. Thank goodness. I actually have 5 on the Giants.
Oh,
The Giants. Tyrod don't turn over the ball a lot. I don't trust the Jets' offense at all.
you don't have to with a
Um,
defense like that.
Sure.
You know, I'll
That's
say
why the
this, if
record's
Jets
so
win,
prestigious.
they are 4-3 if they win. But I don't know. I like the Giants here. I feel like they're coming off of they won last week. I don't really remember who they played.
And a 7-14 game.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be low scoring, ugly, but I'll take 5 on the Giants here. Agent put 4 on the Jets. I don't know. I just think that both these teams aren't really destined for a whole lot. I mean, the Jets are coming off of a bye though.
Rodgers
I
is going to
mean,
show up
they do
tomorrow.
have the better
Surprise.
That might
defense.
be better for the Giants, honestly.
So what? You think you actually think Rodgers is coming back this season?
I don't think so.
He
After
was out there walking. And
Yeah,
as a
it
Lakers
is.
fan, we watched Kobe through his social media when he tore his. And it took the Mamba how long? Almost a year, 9 months?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're telling me somebody who
That's
works
40
as
years
hard,
old.
as Kobe at 35 is going to come back 4 to 5 months quicker? There's,
I
I
don't
don't know.
think
I
so
don't think he was
either.
hurt. That's just, I don't know. I'm scratching my head on that because I just,
Oh, I don't think he's
mm,
coming back this season. I
Maybe.
think
I
it's
mean, if
all
they
just a
want to
giant
actually
facade.
fake that injury, then he needs to be out. There ain't no reason he should be back.
But
If he is, he ain't 100%.
yeah, I'm putting 5 on the Giants. This just feels like a game that the Jets are gonna drop after coming off that win of beating Philadelphia. And Tyrod don't turn the ball over. I think the Giants will play smart football. I'm getting the better coach with Dayball. So I'll take my lick in a 5 points if the Jets come out and stick it to them, but I'm gonna ride the Giants even if I'm riding them alone this week.
I put 2 on the Giants. I would take him with Danny Dimes or Tyrod. I think Tyrod gives him a better chance to win now. I don't think Daniel Jones is bad. I just think it's a
I
product of
don't
the
think
whole offense being bad, essentially.
I don't think Daniel Jones is bad. I think he's more turnover ridden though. So I think if he plays, that Jets defense will get an extra turnover or two, whereas Tyrod's gonna make the safe play.
Yeah, I think
And he's
Tyrod
gonna
knows that the safe option is Darren Waller, so he uses Darren Waller. As where I think
I mean
Daniel
Waller
Jones is looking for his number 1, which he doesn't have on that offense, sadly, at the moment.
I want it to be Wandell, but I've kind of given up hope that that's happening.
But I would take him either way. I like the odds better with Tyrod. They've been competitive in every game with Tyrod, like except for like one maybe. Did he play did he play in the Miami game?
He
Yeah.
did not. Or that might have been when he
That's
came in. That might have been the
yeah.
game Jones got
Well,
hurt.
that's the game he
I
came
want to
in.
say,
Actually, yeah, he came in that game. Wash, okay. But the 2 games he's played, they've been competitive, and they
Yeah,
won.
they
And
kept
they,
it. Well, let's be real. They should have won both of them.
mm-hmm.
Like
So like,
Buffalo got away with one when they held Waller like they did.
and Buffalo's defense
yeah.
isn't anything to scoff at either. Like the Jets defense is good, but so is Buffalo's. So if they can beat a Buffalo defense that's good, I think they
Sauce
could
coming
beat.
back this week.
I think they could beat a fucking Jets
I
defense that's
think
good.
so. I'm pretty sure Sauce is back.
That's the most amazing thing was the Jets beat Philly without Sauce in the game. But hey, that's
Yeah,
why they
which
play the game. Upsets happen every week,
But yeah, I feel perfectly fine putting 2 points on the Giants here. I
I
thought
feel
the spread, like the favoritism, like the little bar, was kind of crazy because I think the Jets are favored by like 81%, which is
they
fucking
are.
insane because
I mean,
the Jets
the
haven't shown me something to put that much faith in them. They beat the Eagles, that's about it, but I'm chalking that up to a fluky win. More so than a Jets W. But
Well,
yeah, Tyrod, I love to see it. Always been a big Tyrod guy. And I always root for that man to succeed.
Aaron, great minds think alike. Because I also got 14 on the Jets. I just think that Jets defense is too good, and then I think that the Giants offense is just awful, just so bad. And for your Buffalo claim, I think Buffalo having the injuries that they had, it has been affecting that defense because it's injuries. I think that Buffalo has just been dropping the ball, and they dropped the ball against the Giants, and
They
they
held the
still got
Giants
away.
to 14 points. That's not a lot of points to hold to get scored against you, Mook.
I'm just saying, I don't think Buffalo's defense has looked as good.
They haven't looked as good because it's injury ridden, but it's not like it's looked bad. They've been in every game they've played. The scores have been close. Like, the last 4 weeks, the highest amount of points I got put up on them was 29, and that's New England, who always plays them good.
Yup.
They let that god awful offense of New England get scores on them. I don't know. I just don't think Buffalo's defense has looked that great.
Right.
Well, you got to
Oh.
think they also lost two of their biggest contributors in London the week before.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm saying. Their defense is kind of ass, in my opinion.
Do you see a sack that Von Miller got, by the way? Or on Buffalo's defense?
No.
He fucking fell down the ground while trying to sack whoever they were playing, I don't remember. But he wrapped his arm around the dude's leg and just not even looking at him, sacked him that way. It was fucking awesome.
But yeah, I think that the Jets defense is just going to suffocate that Giants offense. Now, what does worry me is the Jets, in my opinion, they don't really have a good offense with Zach Wilson. But he has been getting better from what y'all have said. I don't really know because I don't really watch the Jet games.
I don't either.
I mean, he's manageable against
I mean, he's.
an okay team, but if he plays a good team, I mean, his defense can't win on that game. But
I'll be real. Wilson should play fine this week because the Giants' defense is kind of dookie.
yeah, he should be Garrett Wilson. Look for a game. Look for a game from Wilson.
No, never look for a game
somehow-
from Garrett Wilson.
Somehow he's gonna have a game.
No, he
Yeah,
won't.
This'll be the Tyler Conklin week.
This will be the Elijah Moore week.
Yeah, I'm very confident in the Jets. I just don't think the Giants
Elijah
are.
Moore ain't even on that team anymore, bro.
Exactly.
Is he on San Fran now?
He's on Cleveland.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Who is it? Oh, Alan Lazard. This will be the Alan Lazard week.
There you go.
I mean, he had a
Randall
week.
Cobb.
He had a week a few weeks back.
Randall
Oh
Cobb.
God, 35-year-old obster out there. I don't know how old that dude is. He might be older than that.
I love Cobb, but Jesus,
I do
dude.
too. He's the ageless wonder at this point.
I think that's
Absolutely.
I think that's
He's
stealing
only-
actually right now.
He's only 33.
Did
I
you
would
guys
not
see
have
his
guessed that.
block in preseason when he got flagged?
No.
He was like they were running a screen or something, and he went and he cracked this corner, and he knew it right away that he was gonna get flagged. And Rogers was like when they got back to the huddle, and he goes, "Really?" He goes, "Preseason?" But yeah, he was like absolutely blindsided this corner and wrecked his ass, and it's like, oh, surprised he.
Damn.
Pretty sure he probably got a fine with it. You'll have to look it up. It was hilarious.
Craziness.
Well, moving on to the next game. Which is a very interesting game.
This might be opposite week.
We have the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Pittsburgh against the Steelers.
So you know why this might be opposite week?
Because Asian took the Jags and you
'cause-
took.
Because Asian put 6 points on the Prince, and I did something that I don't
You went
ever
with
hardly
Pitt.
do. I put 4 points on Mike Tomlin. Yeah, like I said, I mean, Pittsburgh's at home. The offense with Deontay Johnson is getting better. It leaves George Pickens open more to do George Pickens things. I just think that all Pittsburgh games are going to be ugly and close, and Pittsburgh hasn't failed me yet. I love Trevor, and I'd love to be wrong here because, I love Trevor and the Jags, but I mean, this is 5-2 versus 4-2, and I have Pittsburgh taking this game at home. I put 4 confidence on it, and I think it's going to be a fun game, but I think Pittsburgh's defense will lead them to a win against a Jaguars team that loves to commit turnovers. Much as I love Trevor, he does love fumbling every now and again, and this Pittsburgh team is a team that will eat up those turnovers. So
I got 7 on the Jags just because the print's been looking nice.
dude, he has been
That
looking. I want
team
him to
is
win.
looking the way he's been getting out of that pocket. He's so without the arm, he's looking like a more accurate Josh Allen. The way he can get out of that pocket and get a quick 15-20 on you before you even know it. Like, that's just not a lot that we've really, really seen, and he's doing that more often now, even while hurt. He's throwing the ball well. He's got a decent run game, and ETN, Christian Kirk is doing all right. I mean, they just got a little bit of everything going on, so I like what's going on in Jacksonville.
I do too. These are two of my favorite teams to, as you know, Aaron. These are two of my favorite teams to put
Yeah,
points
but
on.
TJ Watt does scare the
I mean,
absolute shit out of me.
Trevor is still listed as questionable for Sunday, but I mean, he played Thursday with a long week. I'd be shocked if he didn't play.
Yes, if he don't play, I'll switch.
But I mean, I'm just won't be officially cleared to play until Jacksonville before Sunday kickoff. But I mean, yeah, I just think, Trevor's banged up and Pittsburgh is not exactly the team that you want to be banged up against. I would love to see Trevor win because I definitely root for Jacksonville more than I root for Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh hasn't let me down and they're at home, so I'm gonna ride Pittsburgh. I was sitting here, I kid y'all not, I was sitting here clicking back and forth between these two teams. But in the end, I went with Mike Tomlin.
I mean, I could see it going either way. Honestly, I could see Pitt taking this easy.
And I'd be lying to y'all if I said I didn't like posting Mike Tomlin gifts for Mook every Sunday when they win.
I've come to terms with the fact that Pittsburgh's just better at this point in life. I put 1 on Pitt. I think their floor is, a positive record, and their ceiling is playoffs. And Jacksonville, I'm not saying they look bad, but the last 2 weeks they haven't looked as good passing the ball. I feel like as they started out the gate. Ridley disappeared off the face of the earth last 2 weeks. I don't know what happened with him.
Dude, he feels
but
very boomer bust.
I feel like they're very run dependent right now. And if they're going to try to be run dependent against the Steelers defense, that's kind of scary. And outside of that, I mean, Lawrence still balled out with passing yards, I guess, but I don't think they have that guy who's going to make the play on offense at wide receiver right now because the receivers have kind of been shaky. Christian Kirk's been consistent. I'll give him that. But, they haven't had that guy who's like, oh my god, he caught that? It hasn't really been that kind of thing. But also, Pittsburgh's winning against teams left and right. Mike Tomlin's a great head coach. They're at home. I mean, like I said, I've come to terms with the fact that Pittsburgh's just better. That's it.
Dude, there was a gambling stat going around that Mike Tomlin's been the most profitable coach in the last 10 seasons. His record as a home dog is pretty incredible. But and guess what? He's a home dog this week.
Yep.
I put 3 on Jacksonville. I don't feel good about ever taking Pittsburgh. They should have 2 less wins, but their defense got them in there. So stupid.
They say, Mook.
Defense win championships.
They say offense sells tickets and defense wins games.
I took the Jags at 3. I think the Jags have a little bit of a shaky offense. Not bad, but just a little shaky. Man, I'm only going 3 because I've been high against the Steelers, and it's bit me in the ass, and I don't like to say that at all. I can't stand Pittsburgh. I think they have one of the worst offenses, and they're somehow winning games. I'm going with the Jags with 3. I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh wins,
You
but
know,
going with the better team, not the better defense, just the
What do you
better
mean?
team.
Doesn't Pittsburgh have the better record?
No,
no,
don't
these
think-
teams are 5-2 and 4-2.
They will after
Jags
this
are 5
week
and 2.
have the same record though.
man, I really hope the Steelers don't make the playoffs.
Oh, they're going to.
Well, Mook, I was gonna say, can I tell you? Right
No.
now in the AFC North, Cincinnati's in last place at 3-3.
Oh yeah, I know. I know. No, it really. The Browns should be winning that division, and Pittsburgh should be in last.
No, Browns don't deserve it.
Well, the only
Oh.
thing is, Mook, they're the Browns.
Yeah, and if they didn't fumble against Pittsburgh, they'd be. Oh my God, I can't stand them.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
didn't move off their
It's-
playoff quarterback.
You can't
they-
get over this Monday nighter. When we told you, we're like, the Browns might be the better team, but this is a spot where Pittsburgh.
This
don't
is an
win.
easy Tomlin W.
Yeah, we told.
We gave you the statistics, Boo.
It was off of a fumble. They won because
We
they
gave
fumbled.
you the statistics, Boo.
Yeah, well, we told you it's not going to be pretty, but the Browns don't win in prime time.
The Browns
And
don't win at at Pittsburgh's home. This is not
But
fair.
it was a shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things ever.
Bro, I really hope Pittsburgh loses every week 100-0. All right, I've said my piece.
Did they play the Cowboys this year? That'd be funny.
I don't think the Cowboys play the North. I
Yeah, I don't
think they're
think so
playing.
either.
What AFC division y'all playing, Mook? The East? Buffalo, New England?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
we
don't.
already got win over New England and the Jets.
Y'all still got to play Buffalo and Miami.
Yeah.
That's
Tough
rough.
games.
That is rough, actually.
Yeah, as long as we make playoffs, that's all that matters.
We talking about where all of Asian's points went this week?
Oh, yes. We got Philadelphia going to Washington to face the Commanders. I put 13 on Philly. Not gonna say much else. Philly wins.
So
I put 15.
Asian put 16. I actually switched my confidence. It's a little bit of a spoiler. I originally only had 6 on this. And then I looked down at that Sunday night game and I switched my 6 and my 13 going, what the hell was I thinking? So now I got 13 on this. Yeah, Washington always plays Philadelphia hard, but if you're asking me what team I believe in more between Philly and the Chargers, it's 100% Philly. So I've got 13 on Philadelphia. It's at Washington. Washington played them hard the first time they played them. I want to say
It was a close game.
wasn't that the
Went to overtime.
Well, yeah, was that the game where I thought they should have went for 2 and they didn't and went into overtime and lost?
Maybe. I don't remember
It
if
was
you.
34-31 in overtime 2 weeks ago. So I mean, the Manders are a weird team because like when Sam Howell gets time to throw, he looks great. But that O-line, he is the most sacked quarterback in the league, and I'm still just, crossing my fingers that the dude don't get hurt this year. But I got 13 on Philly. I'm getting the better team. I feel like, Philly's riding a high, and I feel like they just go and take care of business. If I'm going to lose 13 on somewhere, Philly's where I'm going to lose it. So give me the Eagles, baby.
I put 10 on Philly. My only concern is that, like you said, the Commanders play the Eagles really hard for whatever reason. I'm fine with Philly winning and or losing this game. I'd rather go big on a team that I think is gonna win and be with everyone else, even if they do lose.
These interdivision games scare me. That's why I originally only had 6 on it.
think Philly's the better team. I think they should win, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just Washington just plays harder or Philly just plays worse. But I expect a close game. I got 10 on Philly because I just think they're the better team. And I mean, honestly, everyone else is going to go big on them. So there's really no penalty if I were to lose.
Well, Mook, I told you I originally only had 6 on this game till I looked at the Sunday Nighter and seen that I had 13 on it.
I mean, you're bearing down.
I'm not bearing down, but we'll get there when we get there.
Bear down.
I want to bear down, but I can't make this game low enough where I feel comfortable bearing down.
Alright, well, did Aaron say his?
Yeah, he said
He
like
said he put 15 on the Eagles.
I sure did.
Oh god, this is a game? Okay, next we have the Battle of the Rookie QBs. I think. Yeah.
yeah. Sure.
The Texans going against the Panthers at Carolina.
Short and sweet. 3 on Houston.
I mean, we should
DJ.
say the Adam Thielen.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Carolina Thielens. The Adam Panthers.
Asian put 12 on the Texans. I got 12 on Houston. Like I said, I think Houston's a low-key, like, decent team. Really good team. They went out and put points up on Pittsburgh.
Super young.
Oh, yeah, super young. But, I mean, Carolina stinks. Like,
Their best player
Stroud
is
has
like
looked...
43.
Yeah, there's not
I mean,
much to say on it. I put 6 on the Texans, that's it.
I think Stroud's going to play, I mean, they did come off of beating New Orleans. They're coming off the bye, well rested. They did lose to Atlanta, but I mean, they've went out and they dropped 37 on Jacksonville. They've dropped 30 on Pittsburgh. Like,
They lost to Atlanta, but Atlanta's not bad.
yeah, they lost to Atlanta and they lost to Indy too when Richardson was playing. But I feel like I just feel like there's optimism for this Houston team. I feel like they're gonna be one of those teams vying for that last playoff spot, and Carolina just kind of stinks. And I think they'll get a win at some point this season, probably when they play the Saints or something. But won't be this week. I think that Houston's gonna come out looking healthy. Tank Dell coming back. I don't know about their running back situation. Damian Pierce is not having a good year.
No, he's not.
Devin
luckily-
Singletary is not much better, sadly.
Yeah, I know. But Stroud's gonna come out there and throw it up. Nico Dell and the boys gonna get it done. So
Oh, yeah.
I've got big points on Houston. So I'm crossing my fingers they don't let me down.
Jeez.
I put 6 on the Texans because I do see a world where Carolina doesn't take one. Because why not? It's the NFL. That's the type of thing that would happen. Don't think it's going to happen, but
This is one of those games where I would feel, or maybe I would take Carolina if Andy Dalton was playing.
Have you said your pieces?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got 11 on the Texans. I think the Texans are a pretty decent team, and Carolina's just doo doo.
Dude, watch this be like the shooter game of the week that goes like 42-38 or something.
Stroud
I
looks
could see that.
good.
Thielen will have like 4 tutties.
Hell yeah, I like to see that.
Watch this be the one game Stroud does nothing and Bryce just like outperforms and everyone's like, "Oh, the better quarterback."
I'll be real. Stroud hadn't had a bad game yet.
You know what's pretty crazy?
Like Stroud looks like the cream of the crop of this rookie class, and it's not even close quarterback wise.
Richardson looks good if he learns how to slide.
What?
I said Richardson looks good if he learns how to slide.
Yeah, well, I think the ceiling on Richardson is like high.
Super high.
I just think he needs to learn how to slide, and I think he just needs time to develop. Like, I feel like like I said, I feel like we've talked about it before. Like Minshew is currently, I think, like if they were to play the whole season, Minshew's like the better option now. But I feel like if you give Richardson time to grow, the ceiling's so much higher.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, Kuhn, have you heard any raps from Mr. Robinson?
What?
Anthony Robinson. He's a rapper.
You mean wait, Robinson or Richardson?
Richard. Why did I say Robinson?
Hell
Richardson.
no, I haven't.
Bro, look that up. He's fired.
I don't really listen to like sports players who rap because a lot of time it's I hate to be that guy, but a lot of time it's not very good.
You've never listened to Dame Dalla?
I've heard Dame Dollar. I actually got to see
Wait,
Dame
listen.
Dollar live, actually.
You ain't ever
Oh,
heard
heck yeah.
Antonio.
Huh?
You ain't
AB?
ever heard Antonio Brown.
Oh God, you are not saying it. No, you are not saying that shit to me. I've heard Antonio Brown. I wish I could unhear Antonio Brown. Holy shit!
Reminds me of that video where he's like, look, he's got that look in his eye, where he's
Yeah,
about to spit.
no, I was showing Luke this video. I was watching somebody react to it. It's like, oh hell nah! Look at this dude's face. He got that look in his eye. He's like, yeah, I'm about to spit some straight trash. That's the type of look he's getting. And he wasn't wrong.
He don't have the bars?
No,
No.
he needs to be behind the
Dame got
bar.
some bars.
Dame is okay. I like
Dame
Dame.
got some bars.
Dude, I can't.
There's no bye week this week, and there's 9 afternoon games or games.
Yeah, that was the last morning game. I will say, I can't hate on the man on the field though. On the field, the man got it done.
Huh?
But yeah, no, I typically don't listen to sports players who do rap anymore after I've heard some of the most atrocious rap in my life from a lot of them.
So did Dame kill
Not
it
gonna
live?
name a lot of names. Dame was
Dame
good.
kill it-
Dame was
kill it
cool.
live?
I mean, it was in Portland, so everybody loved it. But it was cool. I didn't think I'd see Damian Lillard up there. I was like, what the fuck?
Was he like opening? Was he just opening for Portland, or was he opening for the whole tour?
I think no, he just came on for Portland only. He just came
Okay,
on.
so
He was like, oh
he
yeah.
just got
Elijah,
an extra
yeah.
set.
Elijah was like, yeah, no, we got Damian Lillard here, special guest. I was like, oh, cool.
And you were like, oh hell yeah.
I was like, I ain't gonna complain. Fuck yeah.
I don't know. You're not gonna complain.
Now he's gonna be bringing him up for the Milwaukee leg of the tour.
I know, sad day. That concert was badass. But if everyone said their piece on this game,
Yeah, I
Yes.
think we're
we got the Cleveland Browns going to Seattle to play the Seahawks.
I put 7 on Gino. I don't know, man. Cleveland has a hell of a defense, but Gino's another one that's pretty smart with the ball. You've seen even without DK there, Jackson Smith and Jigba set up. Even Jake Bobo got involved last week. So I mean, I feel like Seattle's a team that can just hit you from all different angles, and Cleveland, as much as their defense is good and can always win them a game, I can't trust my boy PJ at QB. I mean, whether it's Watson, whether it's PJ, I just don't think they have a good enough offense to be able to keep up with Seattle. In Seattle, very tough place to play. So I mean, I got 7 on Seattle to go in and take care of business.
I put 1 on Cleveland.
I don't hate it.
Miles Garrett.
That
I-
defense, that
Miles
defense
Garrett.
any week can win them a game.
And
And
those
Asian
corners been playing.
War is a god.
Ward, the way he has just been sticking to his man, shedding, getting tackles in the
Everybody's
run
wasting
game.
his career in Cleveland, man.
I think they pull this one off.
Asian put 8 in Seattle. I will say they are coming off of Minshew dropping 39 on them.
Yeah, and
They did win, but crazy game for him last week.
with that said, they won that game. But there's a very bad call.
Pretty sure the refs helped.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it was even said afterwards recently that the call should not have been called. So that's a nice taste in the mouth of Colts fans right there.
Mhm.
But with all
In
that
the
said,
It's weird to see the refs working for the Browns.
you're telling me Minshew just diced you up with a rookie wide receiver and Michael Pittman. I'm more than confident that Geno Smith can dice you up with DK Metcalf, Jake Bobo, Jackson Smith, and Tyler Lockett and Kenneth Walker at running back. I put 4 on Seattle. I don't think the Browns are going to keep pace in this game.
I didn't know this, but last week was the first game that DK Metcalf missed in his career since he's been in the NFL.
Yeah, he hasn't missed anything. No injuries,
I mean,
really.
as someone that
Saw
had
that
him last
clean.
year, he was playing banged up and still giving me like 15 to 20 point bangers last year.
For some reason,
Yeah,
this
when
year
you
he
look
can't
like
get
a
in the end
brick
zone.
shithouse.
Well, last year he wasn't getting into the end zone that much either.
Yeah,
It would be just very consistent games.
I
It
know.
was like having a little bit less value Julio is what it was like having.
It's like I don't know what's going on with him. Like I thought he was like his first year he was getting the end zone. It felt like, but he cannot get in the end zone. He's Jacoby Myers 2.0.
But you know,
Yeah.
whether he plays or not, I still like Seattle this week. Kenneth Walker having a good year. I feel like they just have way too many ways to hit you on offense.
I think they have a stud in Jake Bobo, and he needs to start effective immediately.
Would you start him over Jackson?
Honestly, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm the Seahawks. I either trade Locker or Metcalf so I can start both of them. Because both of them look good and exciting already. I think Bobo's a monster. His catches are insane.
I'm trading Lockett for a pick. Keeping Metcalf.
Yeah, I would lean trading Lockett, get something out of him, and then let the young guys take over.
I think it just. I think Metcalf's still pretty young. I think Lockett's definitely the oldest.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
It depends on what you can get to. You know what you can get someone to buy. Like if someone's offering you a 1 somewhere, I think you probably take it.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying I want Jackson Smith and Jigba and Bobo on that field right now to get those reps in because they look fucking phenomenal.
Well, you seen what happened when Jackson Smith got on that
Like,
field.
have you seen Bobo's catches? They are insane. That man is a god.
Seattle just drafts really, really well.
They're notorious for it, and I hate them.
I put 6 on the Browns. I think the Browns got a really good defense. Now, we can just ignore the torching of last week.
No, we can't ignore that.
I mean, they still got like the #1 defense, I'm pretty sure, even with that torching. With the Browns plus the refs, anything is possible. So I got the Browns with 6. My only problem with Seahawks are they have trouble scoring in the red zone. If you get them in the red zone, it's likely that they're probably going to walk away with 3 or no score at all.
Not that you only need to win.
And because of that issue, I'm going with the Browns to win here. So, that's it.
Well, did we say Asian score on that? Who he took?
Yeah, he was Seahawks.
I said it. He had
Like
the Seahawks with 6.
Alright, moving on. We have the 16-pointer. The Chiefs at Denver to play Broncos. I put 16 on the
Wait,
Chiefs.
you put 16 on this?
I put 16 on the
16 on
Chiefs.
this as
There's
well.
not much more to say. I mean, it worked last time. It's going to work this time.
I mean, Aaron, let me tell you the date. September 17th, 2015. Do you know what date that was?
Last
What
win.
date was that?
That was the last time the Broncos beat the Chiefs.
Oh, so that's when Mahomes started. Weird.
I think it was before Mahomes. That was even before Mahomes.
It was.
Which is even more impressive.
LeBron scored like 30,000 points since the last time the Broncos has beat the Chiefs. You know, I'm putting all my points on Kansas City. I mean, Denver's not very good this year. They play the Chiefs hard, but they always end up losing. I think Asian put 15 on this. But
I'll put 16.
I just don't see a world where Denver wins, and if it does, well, I know everybody's going big points on the Chiefs, so we will all eat the defeat if the 2% chance of this happening actually.
Wait, you give it a 2% chance?
Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
Look. Let me tell you, if
Give
you
it about
know, if
0.0049.
if Mahomes tripped and suffered a tragic leg injury and couldn't play, and
Whoa!
Kelsey ditched the game to pick Jonathan
Whoa!
Taylor,
Stop what you're saying right now!
it would be close, but the Broncos still may not win.
I don't like what you just said to me at all. Take it
Um,
back.
Pacheco comes in at quarterback, just runs Wildcat.
They just bring out another fucking quarterback they drafted like years ago that you forgot about.
Dude, I don't
Mahomes
even know.
2.0.
I don't even know who the backup for the Chiefs is
I don't even know if they have one.
anymore.
It's gonna be Nathan Peterman, and he'll look like a god.
But yeah, all my points on the Chiefs. That's all there is really to say. Their backup is Blaine Gabbert.
Oh yeah, he'd be good. He'd win them that game.
Yeah, because I forgot it used to be Henny for the longest time, and
Not
then
Henny.
he retired last year.
Not the Hennessy.
Yep.
Hennessy.
Yeah. Mook, how much did you put on it?
All his points. You're muted, Mook.
yeah, I put 16 on the Chiefs. I mean, I could say there's nothing I can say. The Broncos already got their win last week, and that's more than enough.
That's the
Dude, they
Super Bowl.
tried they tried to blow it after halftime as well.
Yeah, I think everybody said their
They
piece.
failed to do it, but they tried to.
All right, Kuhn.
Everybody said their piece on that one.
Yeah.
Alright, this is also gonna be a quick one. Baltimore going to Arizona to face the Cardinals. Would be a Baltimore thing to do, lose to the Arizona Cardinals, kind of like it was the Dallas thing to do at the Cardinals' home. Again, would be funny if history repeats itself. I put 14 on the Ravens. It'll be the happiest 14 I lose if it does happen, but I'm just gonna put my points on the safe bet here, where everyone else is going to go. But I will point out, Baltimore does choke games they should, like Dallas does. And Arizona already did it once. It'd be funny if they did it again.
I can agree to that.
I mean,
With that being said, I put 12 on the Ravens. I think after blowing Detroit out, I think they could drop.
hey, listen.
I don't
I
see
don't
it.
mean to, I don't mean to cut you off, but too fucking soon, okay?
After absolutely dunking their nuts on Detroit and saying Lamar is the future.
I'm gonna don't worry. I'm gonna make you feel a little bit better. Maybe not, Aaron, but we'll see.
I don't think
Yeah, I think the Ravens should win here. I think they have the better team. I mean, every now and then we get games where Lamar looks kind of weird, but for the most part, he's pretty solid. I mean, you can't help that one week when he didn't have any receivers catching the ball and they lost. Maybe they happen against that. Maybe the Battle of the Birds goes Arizona's way. But I'm going 12 with the Ravens. I think they're the better team. And
I also went 12.
I
And
went.
just because Kai telling
Was
me 15-1 against NFC teams,
Well, never mind. You took
Lamar
the
is
stat.
now
You took the stat
16
before I took it.
and 1 because my dog shit Lions were dog shit.
Don't worry, my Cardinals will redeem me.
Um, I actually think the Lions are still pretty good. I just think that the first time the NFC teams see Lamar, they just don't know how to block him. I think that's why he's 15-1 against the NFC. I got 15 on Baltimore. Asian's got 14. I'd feel a little bit better if Kyler's playing, but it looks like it's going to be one more week. They're saying
Possibly two.
doubtful, but he was out there practicing this week.
I'm
So, I
I'm
excited
mean,
to
so sick
see
of
Kyler
Lamar.
Murray play football. That's all I know.
But yeah, Lamar is 15-1 all time against the NFC, 7-0 at home. He just, like I said, I feel like the first time these NFC teams see Lamar, they just don't know how to guard him because he's kind of a one of a kind in the league. No one does what Lamar does. And
Not even
kind of
close. Mahomes.
like last week we were talking about it, and I was telling you, I think that this is like Baltimore has a lot more to prove because I was calling them a little fraudulent, and they went out and did what they did. Like I said, I think Detroit's a great team. Um,
We are, and they dominated us like we were a
like
high school team.
I think anytime they go to the NFC, these teams aren't used to seeing Lamar, so
So
I think it was more Baltimore made the statement they need to made rather than taking something from Detroit. I mean, Detroit was 13-3 since last year. They've been
Yeah.
playing good ball. It was I just think it was nothing but a fluke in the road. I still think Detroit's going to be a 10 to 12 win team, so
who's the one team that beat the Ravens, or do we not know?
they lost to well, they're 5-2.
No, I meant like
No,
in
like
the
one
in the,
NFC team.
I kind of hope it's the Cardinals.
I really do too.
I
That'd be a
don't
funny
know
ass
if it'll.
statistic. If that's the case, I might switch the
They're
game.
actually here you go. Their lone NFC loss came during last year's Week 6 matchup with the New York Giants.
Oh
Where
my
Baltimore followed
god.
itself up 20-10 with 6:02 left. The Ravens went on to lose 20-24 and won a mini fourth quarter blown leads in the past 2 years.
That is
That was just
fucking funny.
that was
So
when the,
that would have been the 2018 Giants, I think.
no, I thought that was last year. I thought that was when the Giants just.
Well, this article was written October 21st, 2023. So yeah, it would have been last year actually.
But yeah, we've had enough time on this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been last year. You wanted the team, I found the team for you. Got a good one coming up next.
Moving on, we got the Cincinnati Burros going against the San Francisco 49ers, who might not have Purdy at the helm.
Yeah, I got 8 on the Niners. Is C-Mac still out?
C-Mac didn't even
C-Mac
go
played
out.
Monday.
He
played
played.
on Monday and he looked great.
He played all game and
Did he
fucking
play?
played
Yeah, he
great.
played.
Okay, yeah.
Dude,
Well, I
can
got
I
8 on San Fran.
can I just say for a minute? Thank God I did not go with the Elijah Mitchell option. Because I considered it. I was like, well, if C-Mac's out, I think Mitchell will have a decent game. Then C-Mac didn't even sit out.
Yeah, I thought he was, and I didn't really even look at highlights. So
I think he put up like 22 still. I think he got into the end zone still.
He did
normal
what he
C-Mac
does.
things. Yeah.
He didn't even look like he
yeah,
was hurt.
so I got 8 on San Fran. Even if Purdy's out, I mean, C-Mac carried Carolina for a very long time.
Dude,
So
I'm gonna be real. I think Darnold will do fine in that offense. Like
yeah, he
I
had
I
targets
I
everywhere.
think I don't think
Everywhere.
there's a big difference between Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy. Like I think Purdy does what you ask him to do in that offense, and he's really good at it. I mean, we've seen him hit a little bit of a slump now, but
And you are
I
Sam Brock,
think
the system quarterback.
yeah. I think that Brock does what you ask him to do, and I think he is the weakest point on the Niners team, which I mean, like he's paid like the weakest unit, so you know. I just think that Brock Purdy is the weakest unit on that Niners team. You kind of know what you get when he plays. Normally, around 250, 300, 2 TDs. I think that's what you're gonna get out of him here. That being said, I put 2 on Cincinnati. Cincy coming off the bye, Burrow. I mean, honestly, they shouldn't have won that Seahawk game. Seattle threw one to him, but I think Burrow's starting to get healthy. I think you got, Jamar. They've been feeding that man. You still got, T. Higgins there. Hopefully Mixon can. It probably won't be this week, but hopefully Mixon can finally start to do something. But Cincinnati's known for getting out the gates late, and I think they're gonna start ripping some wins off. And we're better to start than San Fran, so they are going to San Fran. So I only got 2 on this game because it's very possible that Darnold comes in, gives you the same thing Purdy would have given you: 250, 300, 2 TDs. You know, San Fran's a very talented team, but I think this is where
Is
Cincinnati's run
Debo?
starts.
Debo's still out,
Devo's
right?
out. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
ruled
Debo,
out.
Yeah.
as far as I know, is still out. I have a big 2.
What about Asian?
A big 2 on Cincy, and Asian put 3 on San Fran.
I got
Good
5
team
on
had it right.
San Fran. Just like I said in our group chat earlier in the week, I don't really care who started for them because that offense isn't built for one specific quarterback. That offense is built for any quarterback to go in and succeed in. So, because at the end of the day, the quarterback is not the position winning them the games in that offense. It's probably gonna be a close game, but I just took San Fran because I have San Fran as the favorite of the NFC. So, if they're the favorite of the NFC, I expect them to win these games.
Oh, and to be able.
I put 1 on the Niners. If Purdy doesn't play, I'll put 1 on the Bengals. I'm kind of undecided. I could say it's going either way, even with Purdy playing. But it's the Niners at home. I think the Niners have a really great home record and kind of have a streak of losing home games, I think, or something crazy like that.
Yeah, they're muted.
Are- Me?
I'm muted because I was thanking Riley for raiding me.
Okay. Okay. I just didn't know. I saw you talking, so I was like, I hope he does.
Yeah, I mean, I might stick with the 49ers because it is a home game, and Niners at home just play a lot better. And really, all I need is CMC. He's just a monster. But for now, I got the Niners. I might be switching back and forth. So if I end up taking the Bengals before this game, don't be surprised. If I end up staying with the Niners, don't be surprised. But right now, it's currently the Niners with 1. I can see it's going either way. I think both teams are very talented and very good. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about this.
Yep. Yep.
Wait, what did you take, Coon?
I took the Niners with 5.
I'm on Cincy by myself.
I just, I had the
Only got
Niners as
2
the
on it,
Super
so
Bowl team, and I think these are games that the Niners need to win if they want to be a Super Bowl team. So
that is fair enough. But
I can see it either
real
way,
quick,
though.
I think it's not a game they need to win because
I
it's an
think it
AFC.
is. This is because if
I
you
think
drop in games to other competitors, it makes you look less
San
competitive.
Fran just dropped 2 straight.
yeah, I was gonna say I
San
think
Fran
it's
drops
a
another, and they're gonna not be in the top 4.
I think
What?
it's a well no they'll still be in the top 4 because no one else
Not
in the
dropping
NFC
3
East.
straight.
But dropping 3 straight is sketch.
That's just
Dropping
you
dropping
dropping
well
3.
top 4 means you'd be a division leader, but if they drop this game, I actually think Seattle would hop
No,
them.
I'm talking like top 4 in the league,
Only
like
reason I don't think it
AFC, NFC,
is because
not
it's
just
a
NFC.
Who else would you put up there? No one in
only
the
reason,
end. Oh, you'd probably put I'd put Detroit above them if they dropped this game.
If they drop this game, I'm putting Detroit above them. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's like, I'm doing that. My.
because
I had to
it's
think
3.
about it.
It's not like
I
it's
mean,
games that they
well,
should like
I'll
lose.
say
Like these
this
are games you
if
should win.
they lose this game, you know what'll be said. Well, they didn't have their starting quarterback. I guarantee you that'll be the number one excuse.
Oh, yeah. Which is a fair
only,
excuse, but still.
only reason
But
I don't think the game really matters as much if they lose this one is because they're against an AFC team. Now, if it was an NFC team, then I'd be like,
well,
game you have to win. Because I believe in case of ties, they go off of how many losses you had in your in your conference.
yeah. I agree with you there. But the fact that you're coming off of losing to
Twice.
Minnesota in prime time of all things, and you've come off of losing. I forgot who else they lost to. Philly. Wait, no. Who'd they lose to first?
And it was just 2 weeks ago. Let me check real quick.
Yeah, I forgot who they lost to.
No, the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
come off
2
of
teams
losing
that
to
they should have
Cleveland
lost to,
and
essentially.
Minnesota, insulting the Vikings. Not insulting the Vikings. We just gave them all their love earlier, Pluto. We all got them.
We
like
all
1-9
know the
or
Vikings
close
should
to
have
double
won that
digits.
game. We're not gonna act like they
Yeah.
should have.
Yeah, like we gave Kirk his credit. I went as far as to say it was the best game of Kirk Cousins' career. We gave the Vikings their love. We're saying that San Fran needs to. I have Cincinnati with 2, but like I'm saying that San Fran needs to bounce back because they've already lost 2 straight to 2 teams that. It's not like they went in and Deshaun played a good game. Deshaun didn't play. They lost to freaking
PJ Walker, right?
yeah. They lost to PJ Walker, and then Kirk cooked them.
Like this is you need to win now and get back on track game.
Yeah, and you're at home. I'm just riding Joe Burrow because Burrow's special, and I think this is where coming off a bye, coming off rest. I like Cincinnati here, but I do think there is a sense of panic if you're San Fran and you drop 3 straight with that roster.
Alright, well.
But I've said my piece. Like I said, I just don't think it's a big game, as big as a game, because it's an AFC game for them. But that's just my opinion.
It's still a big game. It's a momentum-based game.
It's not like it's a big game, but it's the equivalent of me saying how Thursday was a must-win for Buffalo, Mook. Where I was like, if Buffalo is really this Super Bowl team that they think they are, they can't be out here dropping games to the Jets, Patriots, and Bucks. It's the same way with San Fran. Like, they can't be out here dropping games if they're the team that they say they are. Now, Cincy might be in that bubble with them, but it's like, I'm like, you can't be out here dropping games to, backup Cleveland quarterback and Vikings team that's like 1-5
without Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, without Justin Jefferson, which they're 3-4. That might have been insulting, Pluto. So I'm sorry if that was insulting, but yeah, you can't be out here dropping wins to a 2-win Viking team at the time, and PJ Walker coming freshly signed. Like that's the kind of stuff that's concerning. That makes you think when this team gets into the playoffs, they're gonna run into Jalen Hurts or.
So they need to sit here and prove that they're still a dominant force.
Yeah. It's hard to think of elite quarterbacks in the NFC. So
Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff is elite right now.
Yeah, running into a Goff or a Hurts. I'll be real. Kyler could come back and be a top 5 QB in the NFC.
I really hope so, man. I really hope so. I really fucking hope so. Kirk is an elite quarterback, I guess. You could give him that credit.
Yeah. I mean, it's just you look all the like top tier elite quarterbacks
are the AFC ones, yeah. But moving on.
Wait, before you move on, can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do it, but welcome in, Raiders. I appreciate you so much for raiding me, Riley. If football talk is not y'all's big forte, I will be gaming after this. We got 2 games to hit and a couple. Next week's Thursday and a couple points, but go ahead. If any of y'all need to get up, go get something to drink. Make sure y'all are taking care of yourself. I hope your stream went well, Riley. Thank you so much for throwing the love this way. Kate, Sprout, Coffee. I appreciate the heck out of y'all. And hello, Toshi. I just wanted to make sure you got your... And if y'all are not following Chaotic Possum, go throw her all the heck in love with the follows. And yeah, thank you so much. And I hope y'all's Fortnite games went well. And we're going to get back to covering the end of the slate.
Oh, what end of a slate it is.
Oh, I know. These primetime games or something.
We got the Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay, I want to start here because I have a question for y'all.
Yep.
First off, I will say, so I don't forget, Asian put 12 on the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I switched this game because this has trap game written all over me. In what world have the Chargers done anything to deserve to be 8.5-point favorites?
Oh, don't worry, I know. I think me and you might be on the same page here.
Like, I want to take Chicago so bad. I got 6 on the Chargers. But, I mean, Chicago's putting up 28 points a game the last month. They're the second best offense in the NFL.
Most of those points came from last week.
I'm putting 6 on the Bears. I'm bearing down.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm bearing down. I mean, Tyson Badgett may be a mistake, but in what world the 2-4 Chargers, and I love Justin Herbert. He is doing everything he can to try to make that team relevant, and that
But
they're
Joe
giving up,
Staley
you
doesn't
know.
let that happen.
Yeah, Staley is just a terrible head coach. They're giving up. He's supposed to be a defensive coordinator. He has a Bosa. He's given up 30 points a game. I just want to know, in what world do the Chargers, by the eye test, deserve to be an 8.5-point favorite? I might readjust the confidence, but Badgett didn't look all that bad. He was playing the Raiders. He didn't look all that bad last week. I looked and seen that I had 12 on this, and I looked at the line, and I thought I lost my damn mind.
I am bearing down this week, mate. Oh, God, that feels good to say again. Let's go. The Chargers are ass. I mean, Herbert's good. The offense is good. But they can't win games.
Dude, even if they lose, Kuhn, do you think that Chicago would cover 8.5 points?
Yes, I think this game comes down to at least 7 points. At most 7-point difference. Like, I don't think any team is going to win by a 2-score difference in this game at all. And you're telling me the Bears who just beat the Raiders, who aren't that far off from the Chargers, they're probably a little better than the Chargers, honestly, this year. They're 8-point underdogs? That's kind of insane.
Yeah, the line's 8.5, and I looked and I said, what have the Chargers done to deserve being an 8.5?
And you're telling me we're about to have a running back who just scored 3 touchdowns going against that shit-ass defense? Yeah, I'm going to take the Bears with 3 here. Badgett didn't look bad. Foreman's a monster whenever he gets this chance. Fucking Roshan's coming back, so if Foreman doesn't work out, look, they got their rookie back. I'm not scared to put 3 points on the Bears. I'm scared to put any points on the Chargers. And the fact that they're so heavily favored is insane to me because they only have 2 wins. Joe Staley's a bad head coach. You need to get him out of there. He's not a defensive guru. He's not even an offensive guru. He's ass. Get him out of there. Get somebody who knows football. Maybe I'll pick the Chargers next year.
Yeah, anytime you ride Staley, it's...
I think I rode him last week. Not fun. I rode him sometime this year. And after I did, I never did again. Because he's bad.
Was it the Tennessee Titan game?
That
they lost for some reason?
It probably was a Titan game. And I decided that I'm just done with that team until he's gone.
I went from having the Chargers with high confidence to picking Chicago with 6.
Oh, also, I have Chicago being the highest scored points this week. Because you know who they're playing? The shit-ass Los Angeles Chargers. I have the score 33-17.
I have the final 27-24, and Asian has it 21-19 Chargers.
You took the Chargers against the Cowboys 2 weeks ago, and I rode the Chargers alone because they played against Kansas City. Last week, not here.
That game looked competitive until the second half started.
That's how Joe Staley kicked in.
Yeah,
I got in on the Chargers.
Yeah. After what he said about a few weeks ago, whenever he went for it on 4th and whatever in his own 50 and didn't get it, he was like, "Yep, I don't regret the decision I made." I was like, I get you got to double down on what you said, but that was a bad decision in my opinion. Going for it in your own 50 when you're barely winning against the Vikings.
Yep.
Everyone's trying to be Dan Campbell.
No. Joe Staley's been doing that for a long time now.
Yeah, Staley, I think went for it.
I think Staley was the...
for it on more on 4th down than any coach in the league last year, and I think they had one of the worst 4th down percentages.
Staley was the staple cause that everybody started going for, I feel like.
I mean, Campbell came in the league doing that.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it as much as Staley. I mean, I think Staley made it more popular because people thought he was doing it
with a lower percentage.
People thought he was doing it, and they saw how he was ass doing it, and they're like, okay, well, we can do that, but actually get it.
of back and forth on this game, but currently I had picked the Chargers with 4. I don't feel good about picking it, but I feel at least maybe a little confident the Chargers can get away with the win here, as long as they don't charger it up.
Oh, they
I
will.
mean, Justin trying to stay at that 50% win mark.
The fact y'all call him Justin Cutler is the most disrespectful shit I've ever heard in my life.
I think this is a game where Justin Cutler can keep
He's
close.
doing
At 50.
everything he goddamn can,
Mook,
man.
Mook. Herbert
Yeah.
will get the Chargers to 30 points. The only thing is Staley's defense won't stop the Bears from reaching.
I'm
30.
sorry, Justin Herbert isn't playing on the defense, guys. You don't gotta give him the fucking Justin Cutler treatment. Like he's not in charge of his defense losing the game for him.
I can't disagree with that, but he could always just put up more points.
You want to put more than 30 something a game? Not a lot of QBs do that.
When the defense fails, you gotta somehow step up even more.
Mook, there was a year.
Yeah,
I
how's
remember
that
what
work?
Year it was. There was a year where Breeze was having to throw up like 35 points for the Saints to have a chance to win every week. I think we finished like 7-9, and then Breeze threw for like 5,300 yards.
But yeah, pretty much said my piece on this game. I think the Chargers get the win. Now, I think the game's going to be close. My score is 24-27 Chargers.
Mook, you take it that the Chargers have won 2 games against the Raiders, and they beat the Vikings, right? They have dropped 34, 24, 28, 24, 17. That's their lowest total all year, and that was against Dallas. And
Yeah, I
17
know.
last week. So it's like, this offense drops enough points to win. They just give up points like it's nothing.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Deonta Foreman. Another 3 touchdown week, please.
But, yeah, I said my piece. If I had to throw out the Chargers alone, so be it.
You're not alone. Aaron and
Not
Asian
alone.
took him.
Aaron Asian took them. I mean, I'll be real. They might
Yep.
win this game, but I'll go down with the ship.
I'll
When I
bear
seen they
down,
were-
goddammit.
Yeah, when I seen they were 8.5-point favorites, my mouth about hit the ground.
You ain't seen me favoring another NFC North team.
Except for the Vikings and or Packers.
Look, I feel like this is one
I
of the
had to
few times.
choose.
This is one of the few times I can confidently say the Bears might win.
I really like the Bears here. I really like the Bears here.
Fields,
But-
Baggett, doesn't matter.
Coming off a win.
As long as it's not Peterman. If they had come out and they say Peterman starting,
Honestly,
switch to the
if
Chargers.
Peterman's
I'll switch to the
starting,
Chargers.
I'll stick it. Honestly, at
Peterman
this point.
starts. I'm switching.
I'm sticking to it. Peterman starts, honestly, because only Joe Staley will find a way to lose that man.
Love how you keep calling him Joe Staley.
Yeah, that's his name, man.
Brandon Staley?
Nope, Joe Staley.
Wasn't Joe Staley like an offensive lineman? For the
Yep.
Steelers?
That's the only Staley that I memorized because that's the only one that mattered.
Fair enough. You ready to start taking us home, Aaron?
Oh, well, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going into
Oh.
Detroit to play the Lions. Who just got
I feel
absolutely teabagged by
sorry.
the Ravens.
And unfortunately, the Ravens aren't going to feel that aftermath. The Raiders are about to. Our defense has been a top 3 defense all year, number 1 rushing defense. And we just focused everything on Lamar. And, I mean, you can't stop a Lamar. You can try to contain him. So, I mean, I figured we'd lose that one. But Raiders are not about to come in to Ford Field and win. It's just not gonna
But
happen.
it would be the Detroit thing to do to let them win.
And I mean, if we were talking about 2 years ago, it would be the Detroit thing to do. But since our team got healthy, we're 13-3.
But it
And the
would
only
still be
reason
the
we didn't
Detroit
get
thing
into the
to do.
playoffs was because the stupid Rams couldn't beat a shitty Seattle team because Stafford was hurt.
but
Oh,
it would be
and
the Detroit.
we're top 5 in everything. Weird.
But it would be the perfect time for
Detroit thing to
Detroit to
do.
collapse.
I can't wait for us to play you guys. I
Coon,
really cannot.
I know
I
you
want them
didn't.
just. Well, they're gonna hurt everybody.
I know you didn't, Coon, but please don't tell me you took the Raiders.
Ah,
He cannot take the Lions. The rest of the year, you don't touch the Lions.
interesting.
You go against the Lions each and every time.
Anyway, it would be a Detroit thing to do. I'm just saying.
Eat your words.
Coon
Eat your words.
hates the Raiders. There's no way this man's putting points on the Raiders right now.
You won't. You won't.
Huh?
Because you're all talk.
He's
You
sitting
talk.
there.
You talk. No action.
It would
No
be the
action.
Detroit thing to do. That shit would be funny, honestly. I can see it too, honestly. Oh my god! Jimmy G has slain the Lions!
Jimmy G can't play anything.
um,
So Kuhn
what?
went with the Raiders.
No, not yet.
Yep.
He's
Kuhn went with the Raiders.
moving things around.
Yeah, we gotta cook something up here.
I mean,
Now he's gonna put big boy points on it. 10 plus.
Um,
oh, go ahead, Mook.
good. I put 15 on the Lions. I think the Lions are gonna bounce back. They got embarrassed last week. I think they're gonna whip their nuts out, stick them on the Raiders' heads, and be like, "Yeah, we're still top dogs around here." I got the Raiders losing 17-35, and that's pretty much all I got to say.
So
Asian put 13 on the Lions. The finals 35-13. Yeah, I put 14 on the Lions. But what's there to say? Normally, when a team comes off of getting embarrassed, they're gonna come out the next week and show out. Especially if they're a good team. Like I said, I think don't sell your Detroit stock. Every NFC team loses to Lamar.
But normally that
Nothing
team
new.
isn't the Detroit Lions. That bounces back.
You know, like I said, I got 14 on them. I think they take care of a Vegas team that's just falling apart. Their top star Devontae Adams isn't happy there. Chandler Parsons is going through stuff. He's not playing. Like the Raiders just look like
Just a Chandler Parsons.
I meant Chandler Jones. It's basketball season. Parsons don't even play
It's
anymore.
okay. I've been saying Joe Staley all night, so.
But yeah, I just think that the Raiders are a very average to below average team, and whether it's Jimmy G, whether it's Brian Hoyer or the rookie, I just think Detroit's gonna come in and mop house. I got the final 30-17 Detroit. I don't think it's gonna be much of a Monday nighter.
42-21.
It's kind of like we were talking about last week when pod ended. I'm just sick of seeing the Raiders in prime time. Like, I would love to see your Lions in prime time. I just don't want to see them against the Raiders.
Let me paint you a picture.
And I got Detroit also with the most points this week.
Let me paint you a picture here. Jimmy G coming out of the entrance tunnel, accompanied by his star, Devontae Adams.
Who he doesn't know how to throw to.
And his other boy,
throw the ball to twice.
Josh Jacobs.
Got this look in his
run the ball.
Ash.
And his other boy, Jacoby Myers.
The one that he actually uses?
The stud, Jacoby Myers. The number 1 wide receiver, Jacoby Myers. And they come out the gate, and they blow the shit out of the Detroit Lions. I'm talking 70-20. You're gonna get Denver Bronco flashback. Well, that's I put 50 on Detroit because that's not happening.
So any other quarterback last week who played us would have been sacked about 7 to 9 times.
Except for Pat Mahomes.
Well, yeah, because he was literally as shifty in the backfield as
That
Lamar. He's just not as
motherfucker.
fast.
I remember watching that
I
Detroit game. I'll never
I
forget
don't,
watching
dude.
that.
How did he escape all that? That was just.
I'll never understand how he didn't get
So
sacked.
Kuhn, did you predict the Lions getting 70 this week?
No, the Lions are getting 30. The Bears are outscoring them by 3, obviously.
Okay.
The Raiders are getting oh wait, that's not right. 20 points from the Raiders. They're getting 13 now.
You're the script writer now.
Yeah.
That was a funny picture, though. I was dying. You forgot the part where Jimmy only throws Devontae the ball twice, and he gets mad at him.
No, that was included. Don't worry.
I got Detroit scoring the most and the fewest. I went spicy. I would have went Tennessee had I known that Tannehill is out, but I put the Jets down for the least.
I got
I keep
Chicago with the
forgetting to
most
switch
and
mine.
Vegas with the least, baby.
Asian put deadline past and deadline past.
Nice. My favorite team.
Hey,
Yep. Mook? I think my dad's talking to him.
my most points are Detroit with 35. My least are the Giants because they ass.
Damn.
When they
Yeah,
win, you're gonna be
and
saying that again.
Me and Mook put the New York teams. We just have different New York teams on there. And I guess we can. I don't know what's going to be left of Tennessee, but we can preview it. Next Thursday's game is Tennessee at Pittsburgh.
I'm taking
I think
Pitt.
we're gonna be seeing. Mike Tomlin gifts on Thursday.
Oh
night.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
100% taking Pitt that week.
I mean, like I said, Derrick Henry may not even be there at that
Dia
time. We'll
Hop
just
might
have to
not be
see.
there. Derrick Henry might not be there.
I'm definitely taking Pittsburgh. Ain't no way I'm taking that crappy ass team of Tennessee.
I'll end up putting in the chat how many when I get to the end of the week and I actually fill out the week. I will say next Sunday is when we get KC Miami.
That should be a
Germany,
fun
like,
one.
9 in
But
the
what's
morning.
kind of crazy that we had no bye weeks this week.
Wow.
Bro, Murray's return game is against the Browns defense. That's rough.
Yeah,
I was just actually looking at that. I actually just took Cleveland over that just because I'm like, it's going to be a rough first game.
I mean, to be fair, fantasy-wise, I'm not going to play Murray his first week anyways.
No, I would not.
Especially
He's going to have a lot of kinks to get out.
Especially when, Stroud gets... Oh, man. Stroud gets Tampa? I don't know if I like that either.
Ooh.
Ew,
Sorry,
Patriots and
Mookie.
Commanders. What the
Philly
fuck?
and Dallas. That's going to be rough.
And Fields is on bye week, so we might be riding Stroud at Tampa.
Bears and Saints.
Well...
Bro, who wrote the script?
Fields gets to play the Saints? Well, that's going to be who I'm playing if he's back.
Colts and Panthers. Oh, I would say that about any Panther game, honestly.
Honestly.
Giants and Raiders? What the fuck?
Go down to that Monday nighter.
Chargers and Jets? What the fuck did we do to deserve that? Oh, we thought it was gonna be Aaron Rodgers and Justin Herbert. I don't give a fuck. Take it off. Take it back.
I just laughed so hard I gave myself a headache.
I'd almost rather see the Sunday nighter be the Monday nighter.
I would 100% rather see that.
I would 100%.
The Bills and Bengals, that sounds like it's good. Cowboys and Dallas, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Just
flex Philly and Dallas to the Sunday nighter and the Sunday nighter to the Monday nighter.
Yeah, and then flex Chargers and Jets game out of the schedule. Flex that into like the next 5 years.
Just give that one to the Jets.
Yeah. We all know the Chargers are gonna choke it.
Force sin.
Holy fuck, I'm disgusted.
Houston and
The
Tampa
fact that to
Bay.
pick a fucking Jet or a Charger is disgusting.
I've decided the game's gonna end in a draw.
Yeah, I decided it's a draw, so I don't care who I pick.
Oh man, I wonder if you could pick a draw. Just drop your confidence if it would give it to you if it happened.
No, you can't.
It does not give you the draw.
If a draw happens, then everybody wins. Whoever picked on what they picked, so or everybody loses. Either way.
Jeez.
I'm done looking at the schedule.
Is that the end of podcast? I mean, next week's games, I have them all picked, but they look kind of ass. Some of them.
I'll end up doing my confidence next week. We were just touching the Thursday nighter.
I was just looking at the
Yeah.
schedule
Just
and
to
being
see how
just
that worked out.
Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh's got a lot to play for, and Tennessee's got nothing to play for. So I think we're all gonna probably maybe
Tennessee's
even
got the
double,
number one pick
maybe
to play for.
maybe even double digit be confidence on Pittsburgh. I don't know if Mook will go double digits, but
I mean, I
everybody
might.
else will probably go double digits.
I'm depressed.
If I could secure my most points for a Thursday game, that'd be pretty cool. Starting off the week with the most points, but I don't know if I'll put the most points. Maybe I will.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
we're
think-
not baseball fans, but the Rangers just won Game 1 of the World Series with a walk-off in the 11th.
Yeah, I think my dad wanted to tell my brother something. He's like, "Y'all missed a hell of a game," but I was like, "I'll tell him after podcast."
Oh, my bad.
Well, no,
You're
you're
good.
all good. I don't really keep up with baseball, so I know nothing about the Rangers.
I know nothing about that sport.
I know the Phillies choked.
Yeah, I know that because I watched it with Taro, and he was soiled.
But is that the end of podcast?
I think
My
so.
brother-
It's almost 1 a.m. I gotta get up early, so.
For sure.
Alright.
Have a good one, Aaron.
Well,
Sorry we kept
thank
you
y'all
up
for
so
watching.
Alright, brothers.
We'll see you guys next week.
Until next time.
The last episode was very
Bye.
delayed because of technical difficulties, but this won't be on time. Bye.
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 Yo,
Bye.
Mook
Coon,
is
my
the Yomo.
boy.